Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Only a few days to go now until the window shuts, so it's time to get business done. And of course, we're off the back of a massive game this weekend against Manchester United. That is going to be a huge game that we'll be looking to certainly put a dent on them, and also move up the table ourselves. And will Martin Ødegaard play in that game? Our new signing, on loan till the end of the season. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Mikel Arteta had his press conference yesterday, and the questions were being asked to him about, with Ødegaard, could Arsenal possibly keep him beyond the loan move? Could it become a permanent move? We know that throughout this window, we've been told that Arsenal's number one target is a number 10, a creative midfielder. And Mikel Arteta said on Ødegaard, he certainly has all the qualities and characteristics that we're looking for in that position. Then it will be down to two things. First of all, how well he adapts here and how much of an impact he can have in our team. Secondly, what Real Madrid and the player think about it, because he's owned by Real Madrid and the player has a big say in that too. But certainly the suggestions coming out of Arsenal at the moment is if Ødegaard clicks at Arsenal, they want to keep him permanently in the summer. And, we all know that, he's got a big reputation. When he was signed by Real Madrid, he was considered like the best young player in the world. Yes, he hasn't broken into that team, but if he can find a home at Arsenal, if he can do the business at Arsenal, already they're suggesting that, they could try and turn this move into a permanent one. And certainly teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona at the moment, the huge powerhouses in Spanish football, are in big financial trouble, and they would be open to an offer for a player like Ødegaard, especially when you look at their midfield at the moment and the, abundance of talent that they have in that midfield. They would be willing to sell at Ødegaard. So it's going to be interesting to see how he, plays over these next few months for Arsenal. Will he be an important player? Will he play a lot? To see whether Ødegaard ends up staying at Arsenal or not. But I'm excited to see him play. You never know. He could get a few minutes. I don't think he's going to start the game or anything, but could get some minutes against Manchester United at the weekend. A player who might not get no minutes, though, is Ainsley Maitland-Niles, pictured here at Wembley when we won the FA Cup. Remember, he played his man of the match in some of those games leading up to that FA Cup win. He was a very, very important player. He was wanted by Wolves, remember, at the end of the season. They wanted to buy him. He was wanted also by Manchester United. I remember telling you guys exclusively about that on the show. But he ended up staying at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta persuaded him to stay at the club. But he's been getting very, very limited game time. And even the other day, when he filled in at left back, he had a bit of a horror show in that game, and he hasn't been seen since. Mikel Arteta in his press conference asked about Ainsley Maitland-Niles yesterday, and he said, yes, it is a concern when there's international football involved as well, and a chance to reach that opportunity. I understand that Ainsley wants more minutes, and what he needs to do is fight, train, and challenge his teammates and show us that he can be one of the starters. However, the talk is that Ainsley Maitland-Niles is going to go out on a loan before the end of the transfer window. Now, West Bromwich Albion are very, very interested in signing him. They would like to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles. They've made that very clear to Arsenal. However, there's said to be a mystery top 4 club that are interested in signing him. Now, which top 4 club is it? I'm looking at the top 4. Manchester City? I don't think it's going to be Manchester City. And if he went to Man City, he's not going to play regular football. Manchester United, who we know, they were interested in signing him in the summer. Could he go there as maybe a backup to Wan-Bissaka, maybe at right back? There's Leicester, but then Leicester, they've got, Pereira coming back at right back. They've had I forgot his name now. The Justin, who's coming from Luton, has done brilliantly at right back as well. Liverpool, they got Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they've also got backup. Or could it be one of those emerging teams that have been in the top four, like West Ham, for instance? Because they're in 5th place at the moment, but could it be a West Ham? And it's said that Arsenal would prefer that he goes to one of those top 4 clubs rather than going to West Brom on loan. Although if he went to West Brom on loan, surely he's going to get a lot more game time. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one works out. I feel really sorry for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you know, because I still don't know what his position is. He's suffering from that problem, that eternal problem when you become labelled as a utility player, like a James Milner at Liverpool, where you just never seem to have a position. So you get game time, but you never get regular game time. You know what I mean? You could play at right back, you could play at midfield, left back. You know, he plays everywhere, Ainsley. And that's why I feel sorry for him. He's not really been able to have a full run at a certain position. And now it looks like he could be going out on loan. And of course, with what Mikel Arteta was talking about there, he has broken into the England squad. Remember, in the last England squads, Ainsley Maitland-Niles was in there. It's the Euros coming up this year. And as a young player, he'll be desperate to be playing in those Euros. But you're going to have no chance of playing in the Euros if you're not playing at club level. So a loan makes sense. I do think Ainsley Maitland-Niles will end up going out on loan. Where he ends up is going to be interesting to see. But I feel sorry for this kid because, you know, and it, you know, I don't know, you can't really blame Arteta, but we have to find out what his position is. And maybe if he goes out on loan and plays maybe in midfield week in, week out for a club, we can discover exactly what his best position is and how good he is in that position. Another player linked with a move away is Mustafi. Now, I've spoken about this so many times throughout this month. At first, Mikel Arteta was saying Mustafi is not going anywhere. We want to keep Mustafi at the club. He's going to be an excellent backup. But noticeably in his press conference yesterday, these are his quotes again. When he was asked about Mustafi, he said again, he's another situation at the moment that is opening, and we are having conversations internally with the player and the agent. We will see the right solution is for one as well. In other words, Mustafi's on the way out before the end of the transfer window if they can find the right place for him to go. His contract is up at the end of the season. Will it be a loan or could it be a permanent move away? There's been talk today linking him with a move to Liverpool. And, you know, before everybody starts laughing, remember, he was linked with a move to Barcelona as well. Now, we all know that Liverpool have got desperate defensive problems, although, you know, it wasn't exploited by Mr. Park the Bus Mourinho last night in that game. But, you know, they've got desperate problems at the back. Matip came off last night. You know, they're without Joe Gomez, they're without Van Dijk. They don't have centre-backs at the moment, you know. And the centre-backs that they're bringing in are youngsters. And he could be looked upon as a stopgap from now till the end of the season for Liverpool. I mean, it'd be a fantastic move for him. There's a lot of our Arsenal fans thinking, why would they want Mustafi? Well, he's an experienced centre-back. He's used to playing in the Premier League. And, you know, basically at the moment, Liverpool are either having to put central midfielders in there or they're having to play very, very young players. And maybe his experience would help them through that sort of process until the end of the season. And certainly looking at a couple of Liverpool forums today, they're kind of not against the idea. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, actually, yeah, we could do with somebody with a bit of experience to come in that position. And yeah, we take Mustafi from now to the end of the season. So could Mustafi end up at Liverpool? Imagine he leaves at the end of the season. He's got like a winner's medal in the Champions League or a winner's medal in the league or something. I would not put it past Mustafi, trust me, right? With all them years that we've given him hassle and grief and said he ain't good enough, he rocks up at somewhere like Liverpool and wins something. But it's good. He looks like he's definitely going to be going before the end of the transfer window. And again, that would be good for Arsenal. Again, they would have moved on a player that it looked like it wouldn't be till the end of the season. The only thing is, it's a massive loss. £35 million we've paid for him, and he's going to be leaving for nothing. Reece Nelson, I've spoken about many a times. He as well, Arteta was talking about him, saying again, he needs minutes, he needs time. We know he's not getting time at the moment. It's going to be a loan for him. It's just going to be a matter of where he ends up. And the Lucas Torreira one, remember I was telling you about how Monaco were interested in signing Lucas Torreira, taking him off of his loan move at Madrid and then signing him. Well, that deal is now dead. Monaco no longer interested, apparently, in signing Lucas Torreira. And at the moment, until the end of this window, he stays at Atletico. So those are your rumours today. A lot of them about our players going out. Will Arsenal get anybody else in? I think they're still in that hunt for a left back between now and the end of the season. Now and the end of the window, should I say? Will we get that done? We're gonna have to wait and see. But we're gonna be all over it here. Don't forget, as well, on Monday, I'm gonna be appearing on the Ball Street channel. I'm gonna be doing a little stint on there between 7 and 11 to talk about transfers. Of course, we'll be all over it here on AFTV as well, keeping you updated on deadline day about any last-minute signings. I think it's going to be a left back, or I think from what I've heard from the club, if anything comes up that's like too good not to go after, they'll look at that as well. But thanks for watching the show. Looking forward to that Manchester United game today. Don't forget to check out some of the brilliant content, the super fan debates that we've done with United Stan, the Man United guys. Absolutely hilarious. You've got to check them out. It's brilliant banter. TIC shows out today as well. Some real great content. So make sure you go and check it out.